Time to finally raise a Super Bowl banner in Philadelphia. I'm the coach, and this is the return of the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight, we kick off the new season with the return of Carson Wentz, ready to go in Week 1 as the Super Bowl champion Eagles take on the new $100 million man, Matt Ryan, and the Atlanta Falcons. I'll be back at halftime with a look ahead to the weekend. But for now, let's get to Philly and say hello for the first time to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying fly, Eagles, fly, as they get ready to match up with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. And I don't think from what we saw down on the field before the game there's any doubt they're ready to roll.
They pass the eye test, don't they? This team looks fired up and ready to play.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
The exhibition season is over. It's time to play for real as the 2018 NFL season is underway. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. It'll be Matt Ryan leading him under center, the 11th-year quarterback, 4-time Pro Bowler, and the MVP of the league in 2016.
What a season Matt Ryan had in 2016 where he led the NFL in so many different categories as a quarterback. Numbers dropped in 2017, but the team still qualified for the playoffs, took down the higher-seeded Rams in L.A. before losing a tough one in Philadelphia to the eventual Super Bowl champions. Matt Ryan, he makes them go in Atlanta.
They go play action here on first down. And incomplete to open things up. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. And here are the Falcon offensive starters.
And one of my favorite players in the league is Devontae Freeman. 29 rushing touchdowns the last 3 years. Knows how to put the ball in the end zone. Can catch it out of the backfield. And plays with a passion that few players in the league can match.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had the incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Ryan. Here's Sanu on the catch. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. On 2nd down, Freeman. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. He's got Sanu. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he's got some space. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman, 41 yards. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. Excellent start there. First drive of the season, big-time success, putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you got game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Vic Beasley able to make the tackle.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Now it's Ajayi. Ajayi first down and more. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Now a play fake here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing is Wentz. It's caught by Aguilar. And he'll get it down here to the 43. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Here's Ajayi, and he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Wentz going to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle field. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. They run with a giant. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. To throw, it's Wentz. They set up the screen to Ajayi. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Falcons offense, Charles, heading back out there, coming off a 10-6 season, made the playoffs again, but coming off the previous season when they blew that Super Bowl to the Patriots, I think a lot of folks were expecting more in 2017. So now turn the page, what can we expect this year?
They want to return to explosiveness on offense. I mean, that's what they've got to get to. You mentioned 2016. They rolled up points like crazy. Absolutely obliterated people on the offensive side of the ball. They want to get back to that. Get Julio Jones, get him sprung free again. But they drafted Calvin Ridley out of Alabama to help with that. All right, they can run the football, obviously, with Devontae Freeman. On the defensive side, the mantra is speed, speed, speed. And they want to get Vic Beasley back chasing the quarterback where he led the league in sacks 2 seasons ago.
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Michael Bennett in there to get him for a loss of 5. Bennett, of course, a big offseason pickup for the Eagles.
And they love his versatility. He can play defensive end, defensive tackle in obvious pass situations, 9.5 sacks last season in Seattle, and the smallest shoulder pads for a man his size we've ever seen.
3-time Pro Bowler to boot. On 3rd down, Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He got 29 yards that time.
I know that's their first connection in this game, but you and I both know that Julio Jones is without a doubt his quarterback's favorite target.
Oh, yeah, Matt Ryan loves this guy. And who wouldn't?
Yeah, and the reason that he's that is because of his dependability. And quarterbacks have to have that from their receivers, meaning they know where they're going to be when they're running certain routes. They don't break them on them. They don't change them up and do their own freelance stuff and put their quarterbacks in bad situations. Matt Ryan has ultimate trust in Julio Jones.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Michael Bennett's versatility, being able to play any position along the defensive front, allows him to make those types of plays. He finds good matchups and gets into the offensive backfield.
And there it works for a tackle for loss. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They're in the midst of a nice drive, but facing a 3rd and long here.
Hey, let's go!
From the gun, it's Ryan. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Freeman. No gain at all on the play there, and that brings up 4th.
Love the effort. Love the dramatics. Getting the feet down. How about a little step shuffle along the sideline there, almost like a great ballet dancer or a tap dancer. All for no gain, though?
I was going to say, it's so pretty, and it gets you nothing. The Eagles offense heading out. You know, last year at this time, Charles, we said this was a franchise that's kind of been in neutral for a while. They're not neutral anymore. Defending Super Bowl champs. What do you think, favorites again?
I think so, because this team has few holes, if any. Look, your quarterback, Carson Wentz, gets hurt before the season's over. His backup, Nick Foles, wins Super Bowl MVP. Wentz probably would have won the regular season if he finished out the year. Offensive line, one of the best in the game. Passing game keeps getting better. Multiple runners who can run it and catch it. Flip it over to defense. Tremendous defensive front. They can just swarm and get after you. Great coordinator, very creative. The big thing for them, they have to take everyone's best shot week in and week out during the season.
This is Ajayi, and he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the 1st. Now a toss play. It's Ajayi. And no room that time. Getting it to about the 46. On play action, it's Wentz. Now he steps away. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Grady Jarrett able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss.
Like the footwork back there. I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. From the gun, it's Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now Wentz on third down. Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
After the interception, here's Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Now it's Ryan. Getting it out left side to Sanu. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to lead to a third down.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
The Falcons on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, Ryan. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. A reminder coming up at halftime, it's the season debut of the coach, Jonathan Coachman, in Orlando, as we look ahead to all the action coming up this opening weekend. And of course, we'll also take a look back at this first half. Ryan, and seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm, incomplete. Now it's third down. The Falcons on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. A handoff. Devontae Freeman. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's Matt Bosher now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. The Eagles hustling to the line, clock rolling.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Shotgun now for Wentz. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now on fourth down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Taking it about the 36. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over first and 10. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
Again on second and 10, it's Ryan. Throw left side complete. It's Hardy. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. The reception good for 7. It's third down. The Falcons on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Ryan. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Mills. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do it.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw, and that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Ryan. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17.
Go. 280. 81.
Working from the gun. Wentz. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. He connected on his first, this from 41. And the kick by Elliott is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So they're still down, but they are able to salvage 3 here heading into the lockers.
This is what you work on from the beginning of training camp. Heading into the half, put some points on the board. No matter what the score says at that point, you've accomplished what you set out to do.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. So we have reached halftime here. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Carson Wentz, along with his offense, heading back out there for their next possession. And he's looking to take much better care of the football here in half 2 after 3 first-half interceptions.
We don't have to just look strictly at the numbers here. You know what else happens to a team when you turn it over 3 times like that? It erodes confidence in you. And it erodes confidence in the offense. And now you have the defensive guys looking over and saying, what is going on here? And instead of playing for the team, they're playing angry and mad at their teammates. Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They run again with a jive. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And Jeffrey's got it. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. Alshon Jeffrey, so dangerous even when a defender's near him.
He's got such a big body. Ability to run, positions himself well, excellent control. And you're exactly right. Even if people are draped on him, he often comes up with the catch. He really symbolizes what people are looking for in receivers in today's NFL.
And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. They stay on the ground. Again, it's a jive. And he's brought down. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Black, come on. Go. Ready?
To throw is Wentz. And this will be incomplete. Robert Alford that time on the great coverage.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
You're right, they have had no room to breathe. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Tech McKinley coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
And he'll lose yardage on this one, back to the 13. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Get out!
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And that is incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10.
Run. Back.
They'll begin the drive with a jive. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there, because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Aguilar has it. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
Really? Really? Did we just see that? That's a big catch. One-handed, I might add, to pick up a 1st down.
I was going to say, on 3rd down for the defense, it's one thing to give up a reception. You just got to shake your head on a one-handed catch to pick up the 1st. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Throwing now is Wentz. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Wentz now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Shorty.
Here's Wentz to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Kamal Ishmael. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? You're exactly right. It takes some fortitude to call that type of a play, but when it doesn't work, oh boy, you wish you hadn't.
And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man and try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different look.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter play. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah. Will they make up for it? To throw, it's Wentz. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Tack McKinley in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Now Wentz. He finds Aguilar over the middle. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
Pass interference. Defense.
So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
They go play action here on 1st down. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes if they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback. They've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So 2nd in inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to get this inside the 30. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the 1st.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run, because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. They run, Devontae Freeman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt like they were in striking distance. And to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Grady Jarrett with the tackle.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Throwing his Wentz. Ertz over the middle. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. An Eagle first down, Wentz to Ertz. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. There he goes left side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, it's Wentz. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. An Eagle first down. Wentz hooking up with Jeffrey. Wentz now on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. That one goes for 24 yards. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. They fake the give. Now Wentz. Wheaton with a catch right side. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Throwing on first is Wentz. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Wentz to throw again. And it's intercepted at the goal line. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, when plays like that work, it's a thing to behold, but sometimes we see why they're very deep in the playbook.
And how many times have we been at practice and heard all the other guys chirping about, you know, I used to play quarterback in high school, I can do this, until it becomes a game situation. Not quite the same in many cases.